Extreme poverty may hit Nigerians soon, World Bank warns. The World Bank, in its 2019 Nigeria Economic Update Report, which was released yesterday, warned that Nigeria might be home to 25% of the world's destitute people if the government fails to revive economic growth and create jobs. The International Finance Institution urged the Buhari-led administration to increase domestic revenue, remove trade restrictions, and improve the predictability of economic policy following a projection of the number of Nigerians living in extreme poverty increasing by more than 30 million by 2030. The World Bank also stated that the Nigeria's economic growth projected to pick up from 1.9% in 2018 to 2% in 2019 is vulnerable to external and domestic risks, including geopolitical and trade tensions that may affect inflows of private investments. The World Bank also warned that the country might slide back into recession if crude prices falls by 25% to $50 a barrel. Okay, so here we are already. We are the world capital for poverty. You know, we already know that, and we already know over 90 million Nigerians are living in abject poverty. But here again, the World Bank is warning that extreme poverty, you know, might be added to that. What is extreme? What is abject? I don't understand. What does this really mean? You are an economist. Maybe you can break this down for us.
Okay. I was actually thinking about that story earlier in the day today. And I think that we are not gradually becoming poor because we lack natural resources or because we lack opportunities in our society. In fact, I got the news that a very popular bank is going to be retrenching between, I think, about 800 of their staff. They're closing about 23 of their branches all over the country.
Wow.
And they are not the only one. There are quite normal organizations that are shutting down. Now, the society and the economic space there's a dynamic change in the economic activities and the economic pattern that the country has been used to as a result of advent of technology, artificial intelligence, smartphones and all. So a lot of economic activities that used to be done man to man has actually been moved to smart activities. You can do some on your phone.
You can do so much on your devices.
At the point in time, I used to have a secretary, then I stopped. I was using my laptop as my secretary. I can do everything. In fact, right now I don't even do a lot with my laptop. I do a lot on my phone now. Almost everything. Now, what that is telling you is that artificial intelligence is going to actually replace some jobs. And we, unfortunately, we are not looking at that development and working or planning.
We're not moving with the times.
We are not even planning.
Okay.
We are not working towards it at all.
Okay.
So we are going to see this shift. It's going to be gradual. But unfortunately, because we are also not even doing anything about it, we are seeing it staring us in the face. It's actually going to hit us really faster than we are even thinking. If you look at it, the most jobs we can find for average income is actually tied to spirituality. The pastor. It's either you're a pastor or you're an imam. Those are the people who actually has funds to buy stuff around now. Not people who are actually doing real productivity. So we need to understand that you need to produce and profit before you acquire wealth. You need to look at your economic space, understand the trend in it, and work along with it.
Okay. All right. Sorry I'm butting in. Yes. Let's move with time. Yes. Okay. So, extreme poverty about to hit Nigerians again. In layman terms, what does this mean? For Nigerians who are already living below the poverty mark, we're talking $2 a day, you know, $1 per day, you know, what does this actually translate into?
Purchasing capacity, ability to buy what you need for your survival
won't be there anymore.
Won't be there anymore. So a lot of people will fall below that level, and it's telling is an equivalence of what they earn, how much they earn per day. how much of it can they buy? And unfortunately, it's going to come with inflation. We are already seeing that inflation. We're already feeling it. So the fact that inflation is increasing, their income is not also rising along with it. You know, that what you can buy with 5 naira as at so period, you will actually be able to buy, you barely buy 3 naira worth at that time. This is what it's talking about.
All right, let me hear Prince Chilaka.
I like when economists they talk. They give us too many grammar theories that don't work in this system. So long as you have a system that cannot run on its own, a system that cannot hold people in check, a system that cannot demand for good governance and accountability, every other thing an economist says doesn't add up. This is a country, we're talking about poverty, we're talking about hunger, we're talking about nothing is working. You have over-bloated civil service. You have the House of a National Assembly that is over-bloated. You have a National Assembly where a senator is earning 13 million naira a month. 30,000 naira cannot be paid to an ordinary civil servant. So we need to address the problem of Nigeria systematically. The problem boils down to what? Greed and corruption.
Okay.
People need to understand that governance is not about acquiring wealth. Governance is about providing service to the people, to serve the people, and not to be served by the people. Until we change that mindset in Nigeria, everything, World Bank will say whatever they want to do, or whatever they want to say, the hardship will continue. We need to cut down expenses on civil service. We need to do that urgently. If we have 109 senators and they're earning 13 million naira every month, something needs to be done.
Okay, I get what both of you have said so far. He's coming from the angle of technology, you know, how far gone the rest of the world is and how far behind Nigeria is, and then adding all of what you have said to that, you know, so that actually leaves us in a dilemma.
Mama P,
Quickly.
Unfortunately, we assume that Nigeria is wealthy. Unfortunately, Nigeria is not wealthy. The budget of London alone, not even UK, is far greater than the budget of Nigeria. So you cannot, by the time you translate the total cost of GDP of Nigeria to individual, how much is it? How much value can we provide for that person? Let us not deceive ourselves.
I get what you're saying. With a population of 200 million, and then we have a budget of about 4 trillion, thereabout. 8 trillion, thereabout.
Let me join them to call you Mama P. Let me join them to call you Mama P.
Honestly.
First and foremost,
I think have patience on that side.
I think
you have to call me patient today, man.
No, I think we need to all be on the same page. Each time we talk about the population of Nigeria and people tell me 200 million, I laugh. When last did we have a population census in this country?
But we know we're working with an estimated
You cannot work in an estimate in a country like Nigeria. We should be able to. You see, it annoys me when we keep working on estimate and nothing is coming out of it.
Okay.
We need to have a census. We need to know how many we are in this country. We need to do that. We need to call our leaders to order.
I'm sure the National Population Commission is listening
forget
to
those
you.
ones. They are our problem, patients. Our leaders are our problem. They're not leaders, they are rulers.
I want to hear from Mazi on this take.
Yeah, I laugh.
Extreme poverty.
Yeah, extreme poverty. 2030. In 1978, late Chief Awolowo called Shagari and told him that Nigeria was in a very dire, serious problem. Shagari said, no, Nigerians are not eating from the dustbin. 1978. And at the end of it, what happened? Peshe, let me call you now. There's a time of planting, sowing, and there's the time of what? Reaping. You don't reap where you don't sow. What do you produce? What do you produce? You don't produce anything. How do you think that you will be fed? You only produce corruption. and they cover it with oil, blah, 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 blah. How many millions of naira have been spent in oil exploration in the north, to which they've not been able to find now? In Zamfara State, the governor wrote a letter to the current present governor that why should you suspend or cancel my monthly allowance of 10 million? And the governors all over the federation, the same thing. Like Prince said, yet the same governors cannot pay 30,000 minimum wage. A time came when we looked at it, when we entered into recession, and people were, up till now, let me tell you, if Nigeria should be honest with themselves, we are still in recession. We have never come out of it. Because we are going down, 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 down. What is working? Look at Kara Bridge that was supposed to be completed by December 15th. They say it will not till March. They just temporarily open it. Look at the roads. The market woman cannot go to the farm and bring out the produce. Nobody is for everybody. If you want to be rich now, join
politics.
Politics. That's where the money is. You cannot even have access to an ordinary councillor. So what we're supposed to do when we are young or younger, is it what we are, when we are older we are going to do it? And this is nonsense. So we are going to have problems. But then there's a way we can do it. If my people who are called by my name will retrieve their step by saying the truth, doing things in the right way. I went to one of the neighborhood watch office, Efako. Around 12, I went to sort out my car. You see the whole office filled with the neighborhood watch people, cracking jokes, and at the end of the month, they're expected to what? To be paid. You talk about civil service. Some of them don't even go to work. Some of them go to work even once or 2 times in a week. And at the end of the month, they'll be expected to be paid. And you think that we're not going to problem. We will go.
I hear what you're saying. Added to the corruption, yes, a lot of wastage in the system.
Mazda said a lot. And I think it's actually a call to Nigerians to be sincere with themselves. We are hypocritical when it comes to our understanding of how things work in this country. When you say that the level of demand and level of sense of entitlement that comes along with political office holders is too huge. A councillor sometimes will be the one, because he's a councillor, he will be the one to do naming for some council members. He will be the one to do marriage. He will be the one to... People will keep on making requests. This man cannot spend his personal cash for you. He's going to also look for opportunities as to steal.
Definitely.
And now this is the money he's supposed to use to patch road for you in your locality. This is the money he's supposed to use to do pipe-borne water for you. And we are here crying and shouting as if we don't know anything about it. People, how will somebody spend as much as 500 million just for local government chairmanship, and you expect him to come in and not take that money out?
Okay.
You understand? So we really need to be sincere with ourselves. People should stop being demanding of political office holders. They shouldn't go to them asking for all this little stuff.
And people demand because they know there's so much money.
I want to disagree with you on that.
Quickly, sir.
We need, first, you see, it's not about the demand of the people. It's about having a workable electoral process. Once the electoral process is free and fair, once I don't need to spend my money to get into power.
Yes.
My brother, I will not come to you for anything. But we know how much people, the money they spend, who do they spend it on to get into power? It's the same people. Because the people know that once you get there, you abandon them. But the truth of the matter is that if you have a process where, if I want to contest for local government chairman, I just go there, I pick up a form, I do my campaign the way I want.
Vote for you.
My friends will gather and all of that. It ends there. But when you now have an electoral process that says, I need to have 20 million set aside for election, I need to have 50 million, then that is where the problem starts from.
Okay, today, an estimated 100 million Nigerians are living on less than $1.90 per day. And according to the World Bank, by the year 2030, which is just 11 years from now, the number of Nigerians living in extreme poverty would have increased by more than 30 million. Let's go to feedbacks. Baba Femo from Ikeja says, my sister Suru, good afternoon. Greetings to your guests too. It shouldn't end up with this one. What about previous killings of our Nigerian brothers in South Africa? Are we saying it's a closed case? All right, this other one says, Madam, lower percentage is living below $1 a day. Just calculate house rent, food, clothing, transport, hospital bills, NEPA, school fees, etc. Just calculate and divide by 365 days and you will know that higher percent of Nigerians are living above $1 but living on debt and dying silently. Ikenna from Jos. Thank you for that. All right, Wale from Agbado says, good day. Extreme poverty is real in Nigeria. Until we are able to stop the politicians from their cutthroat pay and allowance, Nigeria will remain poor. One governor taking 10 million naira a month. National Assembly bogus pay. This must stop. Hi, boss. Great statistics and prediction. Now it is complete, from recession to the capital headquarter poverty of the world, and now extreme poverty. What next? I think with all this storm coming together, the masses will have no choice but to do the needful. Sonny from Kano sent that one in. Dele from Ofa, how are you too? Thank you for reaching out. Okay, when police stop in South Africa, he or she will ask you, are you Igbo or Yoruba? If you are Yoruba, you are Yahoo. If you are Igbo, you are a drug dealer. Many Nigerians are already in abject poverty. This is obvious around us, and there is no need for any foreign body to tell us. And the rise is anchored on many factors: bad governance and leadership, corruption, and lack of human capacity development. Enoch Awoshika from Barua in Ikpaja sent that one in. All right, this other one says, I want to know, is it right for one person to change Nigerian people to poverty? I don't even understand what you said. Laila Guda says, you see, in most better times, it's always better you show anger and fight for what you want, as did happen in South Africa, thereby bringing the result of fear now exercised by the Southees. Otherwise, they would have been taking more advantage over us. All right, AGK Fineglo says, tell World Bank that under Buhari, we are in extreme poverty already, and there is no need for the warning. Good afternoon to everyone in the studio. The system Nigeria runs makes the political elite richer and the masses poorer. The political offices should be made less attractive. Phillips from Niger State sent that one in. All right.